Well, hi, and thanks for stopping by the Pellets and Pistons Airgun channel. Got another gorgeous day in New England, very little wind, perfect day to be outside shooting, and we got something special today. We got a very unique rifle. You don't see too many of these around. This is a Benjamin Sterling HR81. They also made an HR83, which had a little more fancy stock on the rifle. This is the 81, but I'll tell you, it's in such good shape that I couldn't resist picking it up. I just love unusual spring-powered air rifles, and this one certainly meets the cake. This is an under-lever cocking rifle with a bolt-action breech loading at the rear of the barrel, so the compression tube is mounted below the barrel, and the barrel is loaded via a bolt that pops open when you lift it up. And then you just simply load your pellet up here in the loading port, close the bolt, and you're off and running. Really cool gun. So today we're going to run it through the gamut. We're going to do a trigger pull test. We'll do some shots over the chronograph, and then we'll do a 25-yard group with it and see how it performs. So this ought to be fun. Stick around. And thanks again for stopping by the Pellets and Pistons Airgun channel. Alright, so we're back at the bench with this beautiful Benjamin Sterling model HR81 air rifle. This is a .177 caliber gun. I may have told you at the beginning of the video, I don't remember. This is an unusual gun in the fact that it has some unusual features. First of all, it's an under-lever cocking, which isn't all that unusual. But secondly, the compression tube is mounted below the barrel. So the air is compressed underneath the barrel and then channeled up into the barrel into the port where the pellet is, and the pellet is loaded via a bolt action, which you just lift up here. That opens the bolt, and then one pellet gets put into the breech right here. There's a nice little cutout for it, and you just simply close the bolt and you're good to go. So we're going to do some trigger pull tests, and I'll confess when I talked to Mark Myers, who comments often on the channel. If you're in the comment sections, you may have seen his name before. Really nice guy, great friend, but he warned me about this gun. He says, hey, Kev, you don't really want one of those. When I expressed to him a few years ago that I was interested in getting one, he says, it's not really a great gun. He says, the triggers are terrible. They're not known to be a super accurate gun. But you know what? For me, it's not so much, in this case, the performance of the gun as the rarity of the gun. And they're still around. There's quite a few of them out there, but you just don't see them every day, and I wanted to pick one up. Someday maybe I'll get my hands on an 83, which is the fancier version of this one. It had a prettier stock, but this is a beautiful walnut stock. I have no complaints. It's absolutely wonderful. So the first thing we're going to do is shoot about 3 shots with the trigger pull gauge, and we're going to get an idea what it's producing as far as pull weight, and I'm going to guess and say it's pretty close to 3 pounds. Like Mark said, the trigger is nothing to write home about, and he was absolutely right. So let's see. Shot number 1 with the Benjamin Sterling HR81. Two pounds, 13 ounces. That's pretty close to 3 pounds. We'll do another shot. Something I didn't mention, I don't think, is the fact that this is a single stage trigger. It is not a 2-stage trigger, which most of us are used to on our European guns. Alright, we'll do shot number 2. Two pounds, 10 ounces. And lastly, shot number 3. It's all steel and wood construction. There isn't a piece of plastic on the gun. It's just wonderful as far as that stuff goes. I'm getting ready to shoot. I'm supposed to be doing a trigger pull again. All right, shot number 3, final shot. All right, 3 pounds exactly. So we'll take an average, and we got 2 pounds, 13 ounces is your average. So again, it's not anything special as far as trigger pull goes, but hey, that's not what we're worried about with this gun. And hey, who knows, it might even shoot good. We're gonna find out today. So anyway, the next thing we're gonna do is put it over the chronograph. We'll get an idea what it's got for power. So stick around, I'll be right back. Okay, so the chronograph is set up. We're ready to go. We're gonna take 5 shots over the chronograph, and today, I'm gonna get smart. I'm gonna put 5 shots out here. It's like this, so I don't lose count, because I always lose count, as those of you who watch my channel have learned. And sometimes I remember to do this, but most of the time I don't, and then a lot of times I'll forget where I'm at while I'm talking to you guys. So right now, I remembered. So we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, sorry to waste your time, but I know I got 5 pellets out there ready to go. We're going to take the first shot over the chronograph. Again, this is a Benjamin Sterling HR81 in 177 caliber. Today we're shooting Norma Golden Trophy Field Target pellets. These are domed pellets. They come in at 8.4 grains. I'm not expecting a huge amount of power. You probably noticed in the trigger pull test that this thing's got some buzz. I may pull it down one of these days just to get rid of that with some spring tar. But I'm not displeased with this rifle at all. So far, it's really kind of cool. All right, shot number 1. 683. So not a powerhouse by any means. That's with an 8.4 grain pellet. The loading system on this is it's fun to operate because it's so different. And we Americans, we appreciate a nice bolt action. So all right, number 2, shot number 2. .694. Shot number 2 was 694. All right, ready for shot number 3. .693. You can definitely hear that buzzing. It's pretty consistent so far. I mean, it is shooting pretty tight as far as velocity goes. I'm interested to see how it does on paper today. Shot number 4. 684. Oh, that one dropped a little bit. And lastly, shot number 5. All right. Well, listen to that buzz. It's definitely a buzzer. 686. Not too bad. All right, so that's we're going to put up the numbers. I'll give you the average. I'll give you the spread as well as the power output in foot-pounds. Somebody asked me to do to joules as well. If I remember, I'll try to throw that up there as well. All right. Anyway, we're looking at the numbers now. Now we're going to cut away. We're going to come back in a couple of seconds, and we're going to do a 5-shot group at 25 yards and see how this thing does on paper. All right, so that'll be cool. Stick around. I'll be right back. All right, so we're going to do a 5-shot group at that target that's more or less in the center of your frame, that blue dot. Hopefully it's more or less in the center of your frame. It was when I checked. I remembered again. I put 5 pellets out. We're going to do a 5-shot group at that dot, and that's 25 yards. Again, these are Norma Golden Trophy Field Target pellets. They come in at 8.4 grains, and they're a domed pellet. And we're getting ready here. We're going to take shot number 1. Again, this is a heavy trigger pull on this gun. Hopefully we can still get a decent group out of it. Shot number 1. Benjamin Sterling HR81. What a cool rifle. Really neat. Shot number 2. Oh, that one's in the black. Shot number 2. I love loading this with this bolt action. It's really cool. Shot number 3. Right? Yeah, shot 3. Shot 3. I'm not grouping the best of any gun I own, but I was shooting it earlier, and I'll tell you, it was impressing me. I shot before I started a video just to make sure I was close to 0. I took a few shots and I was doing a lot better than this. Shot number 4. Shot number 4. I mentioned this in another video recently, and really, I believe it to be the case with a lot of these piston-powered guns, and that is that sometimes the groups tighten up after several shots, and it seems to me that it's probably because the piston seal itself is becoming a little more pliable, so it's doing a better job and being a little more consistent. I don't know, it's just a hunch, but it seems to me that the groups tighten up after several shots. Anyway, this is a final shot, shot number 5. Shot number 5 is in the black as well. Want to try a few more? I do, I like this gun. Alright, let's shoot a few more. Let's go with shot number 6. This is where I'll lose count because I'm going to take them straight out of the tin here. Shot number 6. We'll try to do 10 shots. Because like I said, it seems to be tightening up as it warms up. Wow, that was shot number 6. See what I'm talking about? It could be me that's warming up and not the gun, but I don't know. But that's my theory. Whether or not I'm correct, I'll bet you Mark's going to chime in and let us know. Aren't you, Mark? Let's see. This is okay. So I did lose count. I think we're at shot number 7. No, this is shot 8. I think. Every time I do this, guys, every single time. Shot number 8. Not too shabby. That noise you hear when I open the bolt, if you didn't catch it earlier, the bolt is spring loaded, so as soon as you lift it out of its notch, it pops back into the ready position so that you can load a pellet. Shot 9. Not too shabby. And final shot 10, if I counted right. I'll let you know when I edit. Alright, last shot here. There we go. I'd say that's pretty darn good for this Benjamin Sterling 177 caliber model HR81 air rifle. I'd say that's pretty darn good. So with that, we're going to cut here and we're going to come back. I'll zoom in on that bell for you and we'll ring that bell a few times just to celebrate this wonderfully cool and fairly unique air rifle. I'll be right back. All right, so let's celebrate this gorgeous HR81 Benjamin Sterling model HR81 air rifle. We'll reach out there at 60 yards and we'll see what we can do about hitting that bell. These are 8.4 grain pellets. Hopefully they'll hit there with a little bit of oomph. This gun's not exactly a powerhouse, but It should be able to ring that bell with at least a little bit of volume. Yeah, we may have to tear this gun down and do something about that buzz. It's a little bit annoying. I think I'd enjoy shooting this gun more if it didn't do that. It's definitely proved itself on paper, so it's probably worth putting a little time into it. Shot number 2. Ding. That was a quiet one. I don't know if you guys could even hear that. And last shot here, we'll do shot number 3. What a wonderful gun. I'm glad you guys stopped by to check it out. Really a cool rifle. This Benjamin Sterling model HR81. Now some of you are going to ask me, hey Kev, what kind of scope's on that gun? So while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to tell you, this is a little bit of a problem with this gun. You can also load the pellet in reverse very easily, so that's what I just did. So you got to be careful for that on one of these. I just started to tell you something and I forgot what I was going to say. Last shot. There we go. That's the Benjamin Sterling model HR81. What a beautiful rifle. I want to thank you folks for stopping by the Pellets and Pistons Airgun channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do that. Hit the bell to be reminded of future videos, and by all means, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this one. Thanks again, folks. Have a great day. Shot number 1. We just fired without a pellet. Well, all right, so I can't do that to you guys. That's not good.